Groom finds out his wife kicked out his mom. What he did to her stunned everyone there. It was days before their wedding when he finally went to his mom's house to introduce his fiancée. Hazel always insisted on meeting his William's mother precisely before getting engaged. But Violet was glad that they made it before getting engaged. On that particular day, the three of them enjoyed a wonderful evening and discussed the impending major event in their lives. Hazel had been a member for generations of the club where the wedding was going to happen. "How was your meeting with your prospective in-law?" Hazel's father questioned when she arrived home. "I can't wait to meet her." They were in her childhood home a day before the wedding and Hazel was going through a checklist to see if something was missing for the following day. "Oh, it was great. She's so happy and can't wait to see her son. I was anxious, but she made me feel so at ease that I believe our connection will be wonderful." Distracted from her list, Hazel said, "That's great, honey." Her father nodded, opening the fridge and grabbing a soda. "Oh, and she insisted on getting a photo with us as well." As he drew nearer, her father scowled at the image. He was perplexed to learn that Violet was William's mother. "Oh, geez," what Hazel asked, looking at him and seeing his awkward expression. "Do you know her?" "She hung out around my fraternity brothers a lot," Roger said, wetting his lips and looking away. "What's the issue? You sound strange." "There's no issue. Simply put, Violet wasn't the friendliest of girls." "Why does that matter?" Hazel questioned if her anxiety was brought on by her father's attitude. "She was looking to marry for money and everyone knew it," Roger answered. "Well, it's not that strange that many ladies prefer to wed wealthy guys." Hazel shrugged but continued to scowl at her father. "It's true, but there's also another factor. She did something else that is kind of nasty when she couldn't find a wealthy frat boy to marry." Roger gave a cryptic response. Hazel yelled indignantly, "Stop with the mystery and just tell me the truth." He started, and when he was done, Hazel was horrified. Hazel took the extreme step of removing Violet's name from the guest list after learning the tragic truth about her, not for her, but for William. "On their wedding day? What do you mean I'm not on the list? I'm the groom's mother. There must be a mistake. Here's my invitation," Violet said, offended. She took the invitation out of her purse and handed it to the security guard. "Ma'am, how do I know you didn't steal the invitation to crash the event since it doesn't mention you anywhere on it?" The guards warned her that if she remained outdoors, they would call the police. Violet eventually gave up attempting to dial and got in her car to go home while sobbing in private. "We can't start the ceremony until my mom gets here," William shouted. Josh, Williams's friend, said, "Look, Hazel is ready. It's time for the ceremony. Let's do it. We can find your mother later." "No, I can't get married without my mother." William insisted that she must be present. He suddenly found himself unable to suppress the chill that ran up his spine. "I must leave." While blotting the sweat off his brow, William announced. Josh inquired, "Where are you going?" "Mom's house." He had the impression that she might be in trouble. "My mom wouldn't miss my wedding for the world," William told him and ran to his car. The groomsman told Hazel where he had gone and assured her that he would soon return. William parked his car in his mother's driveway and was stunned to see her sitting there. At least he knew she was not in an accident or something. Another car pulled up before he could get to her door, and Hazel jumped out in her bridal gown and started running. "Hazel, what are you doing here?" "I just had to come to check on my mom," William said, but Hazel grabbed his arm and breathed rapidly. "You cannot enter because she is a bad woman and cannot attend our wedding." Hazel sputtered and the door of Violet's house opened. The older woman was wide-eyed but happy to see them there. "Oh, I'm so glad you're here. My name was not on the list, the guards informed me, so I had to leave immediately or they would call the police," Violet said, walking towards the groom and bride in her yard. William frowned and looked at Hazel. "Did you take my mother's name off the list of attendees?" How can you say that she is a bad woman? You do realize that she is my mother, correct? Hazel yelled, causing everyone to freeze. She nurtured you for the money. Your mother used to party with his fraternity brothers and was looking for a wealthy man, according to my dad, who knew her. When that didn't happen, she made the terrible decision to foster you and receive funding from the state. William looked at his bride in disbelief before gently turning to gaze at Violet. Violet glanced at Hazel with a frozen and upset expression. Is this true, Mom? He asked, tilting his head at remaining calm. Violet's gaze shifted to him, and she nodded before continuing with a sad expression on her face, although her throat felt clogged. I did that since I had no desire to work and was unable to find a suitable partner for marriage. Hazel held her groom tighter to her, but William kept his cool, and everyone could see why he was staring at her with squinted eyes. Yes, I did tell some of my girlfriends about it, and they all urged me not to, but I persisted. Violet responded, carefully enclosing herself in her arms. I guess they told the frat boys I don't know who your father is, Hazel, Roger the young bride answered.